Let's look at these two sharpeners that are from Massachusetts and Florida and take a look at their sharpening and see if they're certified for the International Scissor Sharpeners Association. Today I have Bo with me. You may hear him panting in the background. I don't bring him to the office very often because he likes to get out the door. And he just stays by the door hoping for a chance to run and gallop and gavort in the middle of the intersection. And so all the Loganville police come out to try to help us catch him. And there's no catching him. We just have to wait till he gets thirsty and comes back. So Bo has finally settled down and laid down to be quiet. You gonna help me do this? So I hope this isn't too distracting for you with him in the room. It might distract you. We'll concentrate on the shears. I've got two of them here to look at. And for the first time, I'm going to put this on a new channel just for the International Scissor Sharpeners Association. I think it deserves its own channel. If you're not familiar with the ISSA, I'll put some links at the bottom where if you'd like to certify, get your ID card. It's a one-time, lifetime membership. You can either just join or you can be certified. A little bit more to be certified because we send you a couple of shears, we damage them, and it's all in the open. I'll even tell you how we damage them. We put a few nicks in them. I send you a convex edge and a beveled edge. The convex edge already has a little bit of a bevel on it, so I'm wanting you to reconvex it. Oh, you hear him whining, wanting to get out. Bo, settle down. I'm sorry we didn't get to teach him a lot about obedience when we first got him. He was just too much dog for me. So let's take a look at these shears. Quit fooling with Bo. So these are numbered, and there's also a written test. If you've never seen one of these certifications before, I'll put some playlist on my channel. I think I hear Misty coming in. Is that you, Misty? Yeah. I'm back here in the back with Bo, shooting this video in the ISSA. If you want to come get him and let him out, you can, or just leave him back here with me. Might be easier to leave him back here. Okay, this person put their business card in there. Ooh, nice looking business card. If they pass, I'll show you their card, okay? So I'm going to write these down. Almost the last one, I had 3 I was doing at one time and I got confused. I kept them straight, but it took me a minute. So that's 315699. 315671. And these numbers come from the invoice when they ordered off our websites, in case you're wondering where the numbers come from. Originally, we just did random numbers. So I'm going to compare their answers, and I will assume if there's something different, they've missed one, because, yep, this one of them has missed it. Number 71 has missed one on here. And I'll tell you which one it is. Yeah, he's missed 2. This one. And he's missed 3. So the 3 questions this person missed, number 9, and number 10. So let's go over those. I never fail anybody for missing questions, but missing questions just kind of helps me know if they don't pass where their errors might lie. It kind of gives me a hint. So number 7, what's a traditional cut test material to see if the shear will push hair? The key word is hair, and the answer is hair, but he put wet tissue. And that's, a lot of people miss that because they see me testing them on wet tissue, but wet tissue tells me something else, and then that's going to be another question that he's missed. If the tip pulls tissue, what problem will be easiest, that's the key word, to fix? And he put bad alignment. Bad alignment would be the hardest to fix. The easiest would be the burr's not removed. It means you sometimes just wipe it off on your jeans and it'll fix it. And number 10, cutting wet tissue that tears or is ragged when cut most likely indicates the following. And he put A, which is the edge is rounded off and not sharp. A shear that the edge is rounded off and is not sharp can sometimes cut wet tissue beautifully. So it will give you a false reading, thinking your shears are sharp if you're just using wet tissue and not hair or not other criteria for testing shears. The correct answer is D, which is B and C. Burrs left and nicks are left. So that's the other one he missed. So let's look at the shears themselves. Now the first thing are they bevel and convex. So if you're new to this, you may not know the difference between bevel and convex. I'll zoom in and maybe you can see the difference. So this one is supposed to be bevel. This one is supposed to be convex. It doesn't come to you convex, it comes to you with a slight bevel on it, but you're supposed to go back and change it into a convex. A convex is going to kind of curve over to nothing. And I'm seeing a pretty prominent bevel on this shear. I'm a little disappointed. So the convexing doesn't look good. The bevel looks good. He left a serration, which is supposed to be. And what I'm also looking at, did he know, or she, these happen to be both males, I think, but did he try to work the ride line on these? And these, you're not supposed to work the ride line. I'm looking here on the convexed to see whether he did ride line work, and it looks like he did, and the ride line should be along the cutting edge, not along the back, and that looks good. Let me get my magnifier and I'll let you look at the bevel that was left behind on here. Can you see it looks like a bevel? Looks flat. True convex. Let me find a shear that's a true convex around here. Okay, this is actually the same shear here that somebody else certified with the ISSA, and I want you to see the difference on it. You see what I'm looking for? You see how it disappears to nothing? Let's take a look at number 671. Number 71. And see, sometimes the written test has nothing to do with how good a sharpening there is. This one still has, oh yeah, this one's got a really wide bevel. This one's worse than the other one. Let me let you look at this. You see that? That's a super wide bevel. That's not even a pretend convex. Ride line. See that ride line, how thin it looks and how uneven? And on this shear, the ride line that I said looked good looks so much better. And then the bevel edge was left as a bevel, serrations left on here. This is bevel. That's a really rough looking bevel. Let's see, I think I've got one here that's never been sharpened. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the comparison. Now this is a lefty, so you're not comparing left or right, but do you see how that shines? That's the original factory edge. This is a lot rougher than the factory edge. I'm not happy with that. But we're going to go on and see how they cuts. So let's see how it cuts dry tissue. Zoom out a little bit. So I'm pulling my thumb out. Now you see that's a little loose. I would have had it tighter than that. But I'm not changing anything. I'm just going to least pressure possible, and it does cut dry. even though to me that screw is loose. Let's try this one. And I'm cutting slow purposely, because slow catches things, fast doesn't cut. Now that's way too loose. Do you see that? That's going to have all kinds of problems just because of the loose screw. See, and it doesn't cut dry. Let's see if I use pressure, if I can make it cut dry. If I use pressure, I can make it cut dry. I'm thinking if that screw was tight, it might cut dry. And then this one cuts dry. Oh, the other thing I want to check at this point is make sure the tip actually comes together. That tip is sharp. This is number 99. I would have rounded that off. That tip does come together. That looks good. Actually, this tip is rougher on 99 than on 71. 71's tip doesn't feel bad. And the tip's good on that one. This one's a little pointy. I wouldn't judge them off on that. Oh, so next we're doing wet tissue. A little apprehensive on this. I'm not sure if it's even worth doing it on number, I'll hang that back up, on number 71. So wet tissue, thumb out. See, it doesn't cut wet. I think it's just because of the loose screw. That cuts wet. Wet, as you remember from the test, means that all the nicks are out, all the burrs are gone. It also can indicate if the screw is just too loose. I think I'm going to tighten the screw before I go to the haircut test and do it again. Same way with this one. Now you see, look, see, I didn't cut wet. Do you see the difference between that one and the other one? And not at all. Let's try tightening the screws on both of these shears and see if that fixes it. At this point, the only one of these four that passes is this beveled edge. Let me see, if it cuts hair, this one will pass. These have not, but we're going to continue the test. I'm going to tighten the screw. It's better to be too tight than too loose. That's about where I would give it back to the customer because it'll loosen up. Once you get it right, open it up all the way and wiggle it good. And you see how it dropped down? That's about the perfect adjustment, see? This one, that's not a problem with the screw. This one was super loose. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. You like that noise? Boom, boom. I got it all the way there. Okay, let's see if they cut wet now that I've tightened the screws. This is toilet tissue, yes, because it's super thin and it'll tear before it'll cut if there's any nicks or any rough places. So I'm pulling my thumb out. It's still not cutting. You see that? No trick to it. That means he's left some burr behind or roughness behind. Huh. Surprise you? That this one cut better than that one once it was tight? It still doesn't pass because you see the tip. Now the tip pulled. Let's try that again. Let's get some more tissue. Da-da, da-da. If you take this in the salon, I usually take the cardboard out so they don't really recognize it as toilet tissue. They just think it's a roll of some kind of secret testing paper. So I'm going to try this again. See, the tip doesn't cut, but it cuts pretty good. Okay. So it tells me these guys are probably keeping their customers happy, but they're not quite. Oh, look at there. Now, why is that cutting now? The next time it doesn't cut. Weird. This is the weirdest thing. Look at there. Cut the first time. Now it cuts. Is it a different place I'm putting my thumb? Yeah. I think I had it turned a little bit this way. No, now it cuts. And now it doesn't. Weird. It should cut every time though, so there's something not quite right about that. Let's see how they cut hair. So I've got my mannequin here, Matilda. I like the name Matilda. She was an interesting character in English history. Love to watch English history. I need to go to England, do an ISSA class there. If you want that, put a comment in there. We can all go have a meeting room in England. Okay, I'm cutting. I'm looking for a push. That cuts good. So that one definitely passes. Dun, da, dun, da, dun. Beveled edge for 315699 passes. You see how it's pushing hair? Convex edge. If it pushes a little bit, it's okay, but that pushes a lot. And I want to see if it'll slide cut. Now it's sharp enough to slide, but it does a lot of pushing. I'm going to say this one doesn't pass because this is number 315699 because it needs to look more convexy. It did not cut the wet tissue well, and it's pushing the hair. I'm thinking there might be some nicks left behind. I feel right there roughness. Right there. All I can say is if you gently, you don't want to cut yourself, but gently lay your finger, any of your fingers, and run it along here, it just feels rough there. Let's see what a microfiber cloth will do. See, I'm not catching it with the microfiber cloth. Not on either side. But it's just, there's a spot right there. Just feels different. I can feel a little bit of roughness there. That's close to passing. I'd like to send it back and have him just go over it again, make it look a little bit more convexy. Don't go too crazy. And that's close to passing. Okay, 315671. These shears also look kind of grimy, like he didn't wipe them off good afterwards. You always want to give the shears back nice and clean. So let's see how this one cuts. Did you see how that hair jumped out there at that tip? You see how it popped up? You see it's pushing? So this one didn't pass because it's too rough and it pushed. Now let's try this one. Now see this one has less push than the 99. But let's see how it slide cuts. It slide cuts pretty good too. This one cut well. There's a big old nick left right here. I only feel it on the one side, and it's definitely still beveled. It needs to look more convex. So it's close to passing. Yeah, that nick, you can see it from here. So he left a nick behind. He left it beveled. The interesting thing about both these sets of shears, they're probably sharpening professionally for the hairstylist or maybe groomers, I don't know which. And they're keeping them happy, they're making money, and they're good enough. They're not right at the point where I would say either one of them are certified. So I would like them to resharpen them, and I'll shoot some more videos when I see them again, and we'll compare my notes here with what happens later. Okay? So what's your thoughts about the International Scissor Sharpeners Association? Is this ISSA certification, is it a walk in the park, or is it a little more difficult? Let's see what you can do. If you want to be certified, if you want to join the ISSA, it's for those that are certified. It's more than just a piece of paper. It's more than just an ID card. So links below is going to tell you how to be a part of the ISSA and also to get your swag and your merchandise. If you're ready to take your sharpening skills to the next level, I've got you covered, whether it's a certification or upgrading your equipment or getting some more sharpening training. That's what we're about. So call the red-headed sharpening lady, Bonnie at Bonica Shears. And remember, stay sharp, my friends.